Lesson 7.2c, called slope. Slope is the rate of change between any 2 points on a line. Okay, slope is the rate of change between any 2 points on a line. Now, I'm going to add to that a little bit. It is the rate of change between any 2 points on a line. It's also the steepness of a line. It's also known as steepness of the line. You're going to talk about slope in a lot of different ways as you start going on farther and farther in math. So slope is that rate of change, and we've already said change in y over the change in x. Really important. Really important. It's what I had you write down yesterday that was really important. It's the vertical change over the horizontal change. And more importantly, you're going to hear this a lot. It's rise over run. It's rise over run. Now, they don't go so far as to give us the slope formula, but we might actually work on that a little bit. All right, so we're talking rise over run, the steepness of a line. Let's look at this first example that they give us. The table shows, so they've got a table that we have to graph the data. It says the table shows the length of a patio as blocks are added. So if there's no patio blocks, the patio's 0 in length. That makes sense. If there's 1, it's 8 inches. If there's 2, it's 16, and 3 is 24, and 4 is 32, and so on. So it says to us, and this would be a problem that you would have to get, graph the data, then find the slope of the line, and explain what the slope represents. So over here, they have gone to that table, and the number is x, the length is y. So they put in 0, 0, 1 represented 8, 2 was 16, and so on. 3 was 24, 4 was 32. So they plotted those in there. Then they graphed the line. I'm going to tell you a couple of different ways to find slope. Here's one. Here's one. You know how we said rise over run? I'm going to pick a point on this graph. I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to count the rise over run to that point. To rise up, to match up with that point, how many steps up did I go off that side? It looks like 2, but look at the numbers on the side. 8. So I rose up 8, and then I ran over how many? 1. I rose up 8 steps, 8 inches, and I ran over 1. 8 over 1 reduces to what? 8. Yes?
So it's like doing an actual graph, like you're coordinating, but it's the opposite way. But it's opposite. So usually you go
Oh, yeah.
over and up.
Yes, it's not the x first, it's the rise over the run, and the y-axis is your vertical. So it's 8 up and 1 over, so it ends up being 8. And they're saying 8 inches per block. 8 inches per block. They did it another way. They picked 2 of the points out. It looks like they picked out 1 and 8 and 3 and 24. Be aware that the number is x and the length is y. So what was the change in the y? Remember, the y's first. So 24, or 8 to 24, however you want to do it. 8 to 24 would be 16. And then what about 1 to 3? 2. So that's where they got 16 over 2, which reduced to 8 over 1. You could have just picked, I probably would have just picked maybe these two. Isn't that change a lot easier? 0 to 8 is 8, and 0 to 1 is 1, 8 over 1. Okay, or you could have gone 8 to 16, however you want to do it. But you're finding the change in y over the change in x. So it's 8 inches per block. Okay, so now I've got to do another one. This is the one at the bottom. It says, graph the data, then find the slope of the line. Explain what the slope represents. So the table shows the number of bottles, juice bottles per case. These are the cases along the x-axis. Okay, x is the cases. The bottles are the y. So for one case I have 12 bottles. 2 cases, I've got 24. 3 cases, 36. And 4 cases, 48. And I graph that line. If I wanted to do my rise over run, if I'm reading from a graph, you can just count your rise over your run. I start down here. How many do I rise up to the next point? 12. How many do I run over? 1. 12 over 1 reduces to 12. If I had to give an answer right now, I would say 12 bottles per case, because it's y over x. 12 per case. But let's do what they did. Let's pick out 2 points. Let's pick out these two, right? So there's x, y, and x, y. Change in y. What did my y change from 12 to 24? How much is that? 12. Change in x, 1 to 2. 1. Well, 12 over 1 again. What's that reduced to? 12. And you have to do your labels. And remember, it's your y per x. So bottles per case. Okay, I'm going to stop because I want you to start working while you're in class, okay? Instead of working right up to the end. So that way maybe you can get questions answered in class. Does anybody have any questions right now? Okay.